Okay guys, you're back. You probably got a little bit of feedback there, didn't have a chance to stop that before it loaded. Just quickly fitting the overlay for the next game, and we can get going with it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a TVP as I said, or TVZ as I said even, and the colours are a little bit better on the eyes this time. Should be a lot easier to tell the players apart, which is kind of important in this game. But here we go, let's make sure everything's generated just before I switch over. And it is. So let's actually go over to the overlay. Let's see who's going to be playing. And let's see what game we're going to have. We're going to have a TVZ. As I explained, it's going to be between Flash for the win. A fellow caster has actually had his fair share of casting experience. Casted some of the ASL games as well. For ASL 4. I don't believe he's doing it this season. Because he didn't feel like he got enough exposure, but you know what, that's his story. He's decided not to cast it, which is fine. He's taking a little bit of a break, and I believe he's also a writer for Team Liquid as well, so Flash for the win, a cool guy, not had the best of games so far. He's actually played a couple of Protoss games, because he does race pick PVT, and his opponent is going to be from Red, wanting to take the match point. It's going to be KuH. Wait, KuH. I think it's KuH because it's like KuH for cool. It's like the KuH from... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to call him KuH. I think that's right. KuH. Flash of the winning KuH. If that's wrong, someone will probably laugh. I'm not sure if any of the Red players are in the chat, but hopefully someone can explain that. And the map they're going to be playing on is Polaris Rhapsody. 2-player map. Not really too much to say about this. We've seen it a lot so far. So let's actually head on to the next game, and let's get going, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, it looks like I've got everything ready. It's on fastest. We're not on faster this time. And Londonese is very, very easy to speak if you want to know. Just speak in very posh English. That's pretty much Londonese. Of course, there isn't one Londonese. There is actually like a million of them, depending on what part of London you're from. Have a different accent. I have a very, very slight tint of East London in my accent, but only when I get super duper excited or super angry does it come out. So very rarely do you actually see it. Sometimes, well, when I'm excited and casting, it's different because someone pointed out to me once, like, I don't speak any quicker, I just sort of influx my voice or whatever the word is. And it's not very good because it does screw my throat over doing that. But I find it very, very difficult to actually talk super, super fast, so... Are you going to Birmingham for a Dota 2 tournament? Going to Birmingham? Oh, I can't do Brummie accents. Oh well, whatever. You know what, it's all good. We're here to enjoy some StarCraft, not some crazy stuff. And I forgot to introduce the players. Starting us off in the bottom right-hand corner, the 5 o'clock position, it is going to be, from Team Liquid, Flash for the win. And his opponent, starting us off in the top left position, 10 o'clock, is going to be his opponent, Red KuH. Caxter, you can see the score on the overlay just underneath the sort of Shinhan Tank Pro League logo. They are best of ones in best of 5, so it's a best of 5, best of ones for the series. So it's like a five different players play, and hopefully that's a little bit simpler to understand. But it is currently 2-1 to Red, so this is match point for them. If Flash for the win wants to bring it to an ace match, he is going to have to make sure he does his best here against the Red player. But KuH looks like he's going to go for a 13 pool, playing a little bit greedy, going for that 12 hatch and getting at that pool incredibly... Wow, he's actually... Is he going to skip? No way is he going to go 3 hatch before pool on this map. That would be ballsy as anything. But it's going to be. And this SCV is going to scout it all. Wait, is this just a mistake? Or is he actually doing this? Because... Oh no, there we go. It's going to be 3 hatch before pool. I mean, he scouted that it... Oh, it's actually a CC first. You know what? I completely missed that. I thought there was a barracks already, but no, CC first. Against 3 hatch no pool from KuH. This is like the most greedy openings possible from both players. I guess the only way KuH could be a little bit more greedy is if he actually built the third hatch at like one of the mineral onlys. That would of course be beneficial to him because he would get those extra minerals early on. But he will build his spawning pool finally and the gas. So kind of important, but it is just to remind you guys, it's a two-player map, so going for a 14cc on a two-player map, you can see why Flash for the Win is called Flash for the Win. Now KuH is gonna scout this out as well, gonna see how quickly this is done, and he is probably gonna slap himself when he realizes he didn't go for some kind of Ling Burst. But of course there is a wall now. I don't believe this is Ling tight on the left. I can never remember on this map. It's the one map I always have trouble walling, especially in this position. It's actually probably a little bit easier in this position, but I think it's still not link tight. So, I mean, the important thing about doing this when you go for these wall plays is you can go very, very greedy. It allows you to do something like a 1-1-1 fairly safely. Oh, you scaled the 14cc with the drone. Fair enough. I must have completely missed that, but you know what? Second gas on the way for our Zerg player. Lair coming up as well. Now, has Flash for the Win actually scouted this? He's going to scout it now. Oh, did he? I don't know if he saw that. But that's going to be kind of obvious what's coming up for him anyway. Unless you're going to see a crazy Hydralisk bust, which I doubt we would ever see in a position like this. Of course, Hydro Bust is very, very good against 1-1-1. One thing about the 1-1-1, and what a lot of Zerg players low level don't seem to understand, is when they're going 1-1-1, they actually have one unit for like forever. Like, you very rarely go into extra marines until a little bit later, and it's not going to be 1-1-1, it's going to be a mech opening. A mech opening very strong on this map. This is actually a very good map for 5 factory Goliaths. And thank you very much for the bit cheer creative. That means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And it looks like we will have the Zerg player. What is going to be the tech of choice? Going to be an Evo Chamber very quickly. 4+1 Carapace. So this could be a very quick Hydralisk bust. No, it's not. It's going to be a Spire. This is a very, very interesting game between KuH and Flash for the Win here. Both of them playing incredibly greedy, of course. Okay, that just completely made me joke. Made me jump even. Thank you very much once again. But yeah, that means a lot. But here we go. As I said, it's not link tight, and of course there is only one Marine, so kind of annoying to actually hold this off. I need to stop looking over to the chat because it makes me miss things, but I should have turned on the follow notification so it doesn't deafen me when it happens. There we go. Looks like we do have +1 armor coming up for the Goliath, so that's going to be very, very important. Really nice Zergling micro. Kind of interesting to know why Flash for the Win didn't just kill the Zerglings with the SCVs. Maybe he didn't feel super confident, but this is the benefit of playing Zerg against these mech openings. It's going to be a very, very long time before Flash for the Win can actually push out on the map. And this is going to allow KuH to actually get his third base up at the double gas. Of course, if you've not played this map before, there is a double gas in the 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock positions of the mini-map. So really, really nice bases for the Zerg to take early on. And especially good against mech openings. Now, is this going to be a 5 factory play? Doesn't look like it. It's only going to be 3 factories. And with turrets coming in and the Goliaths, the Mulus shouldn't be able to do too much. But they are still going to be a threat. Of course, it takes a long time for the Goliaths to really be that much of a threat to the Mulus. They can't really waltz out on the map. It looks like Eskia wants a 5-fact Goliath play. Not as popular anymore, but Lars still does it. Mine still does it on a stream as well. I'm fairly certain I've seen Flash do it on a stream a bit too. But we've not really seen it too much in tournaments recently. I think we actually saw it against a Protoss player on Sparkle, but that was because you go Goliath dropship and TVP on that map, which is pretty good. But here we go. Looks like we're going to have an SCV going to be moving out to try and scout. We're actually going to have the Mulus going to be able to stop this, but no, they fly immediately past. And finally, we do have a little bit of an engagement. This is a lot of damage done by the Goliaths. They're actually really nicely done. We don't have any upgrades yet for the Goliaths or the Muteless, so fairly even at the moment. Of course, Goliaths do less damage to Muteless as they are counted, I believe, as small units. I can never remember exactly the reasoning, but Goliaths, I believe, do explosive damage. So they're not that great against Muteless. But when you get high enough numbers, when you get high enough numbers, it's kind of annoying. Now, importantly, Flash for the Win has scouted out this top right base. This is going to allow him to send some units over there. The drones have actually been pulled away immediately. KuH does not want to be losing any drones here. I'm not sure it really matters. I think he should probably try and defend this, but with Lings moving across the map, I don't think they've actually got speed yet, even. No, Zergling's speed isn't done. But he is going for the counterattack. The wall is not down. This could be a very, very strong moment in the game as soon as Ling speed finishes. Goliath's, of course, very, very good against Lings, but with Muteless in support, this could be a very, very strong push. Oh, he's blocking the wall. He cannot get the wall down in time, but it doesn't matter. It looks like there's going to be enough units here for the Zerg player. It looks like the hatchery has gone down in the top right, so really, really nicely done by Flash for the Win. The moment you really want to be hitting the Zerg as a Terran player with mech is you want to be moving in as they're trying to take their third gas. And that went perfectly for him. But these Goliaths may actually go down. He's got them on move command at the moment. Gonna try and micro them back now. But this is going to be a lot of damage being done. If you try and use hold position micro, it does mean you will attack the Zerglings rather than Mutalisks. And Zergling's really, really, really good against Goliaths. They, of course, do have +1 carapace as well. So going to be easily handled there. And look at KuH even. Just going to build a third base elsewhere on the other side of the map, abusing the ability, or abusing the mobility of the Terran player here. So really, really nicely done by him. And Creative, thanks for making use of all of the codes. If everyone could use those, we'd have at least an additional $50 overall to the prize pool, on top of all the really generous donations we've done so far. Of course, this is only round one. The prize will be distributed at the very end of the tournament, so that's going to be probably near the end of the year after all 4 rounds have been played. But thank you very much for the host, Eon Zerg, for 83 viewers. Wow. Hopefully you all enjoyed playing or watching Eon Zerg play. He played some really good games recently. I was watching a stream yesterday where he beat F2O. That was really cool. But as you can see, the Mulis is going to be moving in. A lot of units going over to the right side for some reason. Not really going to be able to do too much. But meanwhile, during this, it looks like we do have Flash for the Win going for the counter-attack at the third base. This is, of course, a very strong maneuver. He needs to get the wall down, though. He's not lifting, or he's not landing the barracks. The third base has actually been cancelled. That's going to be good. But he is losing his main. His Goliaths are miles away. And we actually have a third base going up down here that I completely missed on the minimap. All the blue actually melding in on itself. But this is a lot of damage being done to Flash for the Win right now. He's not quite sure what to do with his units. They're rushing back. And thank you, Red Warrior, for the host as well. Oops. My mouse went completely weird there, but this is a lot of damage for him to be taking. He's going to lose the siege tank as well if he's not careful. He needs to repair it. He doesn't get the repair off, and this is so much damage being done. Looks like we have cows as well. The Ultras are on the field on top of everything else. And Ultras are very, very strong into mech. Before the mech upgrades come into play, there is, of course, 2-1 upgrades. There's very, very few tanks here, though. And Ultras do very, very well against these unupgraded Goliaths here. Just look how slowly they die. Well, I say that and they die pretty quickly. You know what? Ignore everything I was saying. But yeah, it looks like we will have the Zerg chasing back the Goliaths back into Flash for the Win space. Of course, if you've just tuned in from being hosted, this is the Shinhan Tank Pro League. It is a 14-team team league that's being hosted over on Team Liquid by me. It's been a lot of fun so far. You're tuning in to the 4th game of the series. Red, of course, up 2-1 at the moment, and KuH is going to be looking to get that victory to take this. Well, this is match point for him. If Flash for the Win does win, it's going to go over to a ace match. But of course, KuH is expanding absolutely everywhere there's gas on the map. And Flash for the Win has still not scouted this bottom left, I don't think. Oh yes, he has. He scanned it. Ignore everything what I just said. This third base is going to go down. Building a creep colony here, not going to really help. The Nidus is almost up, though. If he can get the Nidus up, he can hold this base. And Goliaths, their pathing isn't great. It also messes up a lot like Dragoons does. But here we go. The Goliaths coming in. Nidus Canal has been finished. Flash for the Win wants to go for that snipe immediately. And he does. No unit's going to be popping out of there. But this is a lot of units. Finally, the barracks has been landed again. But as I did mention a little bit earlier in the game, this is not a link-type wall. He can actually just run through here. With a lot of cows coming in, a lot of Flash for the Win units down in the bottom left. The wall is going down. This is the last bastion of hope, the last bastion of defense by Flash for the win. And unfortunately, he's trying to hold for the SCVs. Can he do it? There's mines being planted at the top of the ramp. But this is a 5-base Zerg from what I can see, building a 6-base as well. And oh my god, the mine drag on all of the SCVs. Not a perfect situation here. More and more Ultras coming in. More units flooding in from KuH's bases. Even transferring drones up to the top right. He feels perfectly safe doing this. And it looks like this could be it for KuH, or for FlaShFTW even. He's going to lose his armory. There's going to be no more Goliaths. And what that does mean, of course, is it does mean there's going to be no more anti-air. Lots of Ultras and Lings moving down. A lot of the SCVs going down in the natural. And with the Goliaths coming back, he may be able to hold, but at what cost? He's down 40 supply against the Zerg player at the moment. And I mean, these two Ultras doing so much damage. I think they're walled off by this, but it's not going to be enough. GG! Flash for the win, taps out, and KuH is going to take the series for red. So really, really nicely played by them. I'm actually just going to quickly exit the replay, bring over myself on the stream here. Going to report the game, going to bring up the results screen. And then what we can do is we can actually go on to the next series. Now I'm going to take a few minute break in between just to set up the overlay, because I've got a lot of overlay stuff to do. Basically I need to sort of settle the next players and stuff and get a drink. So I won't be too long, but let's actually just quickly report that game, and let's go into that break quickly after I've shown off the results screen. So here we go. So KuH did win that. That is going to give Red their second win of the STPL so far, so really nicely played by them. They have lost a game, so they're going to be 2-1 at the moment. But let me just report that. Let's save it as well. Let's actually head over to the results screen, and let's see exactly what's going on. Let's actually just bring this up. As you can see, Cadenzi taking game 1, Fisheye taking game 2, 2-pack trying to bring back the hope for Team Liquid in game 3. But KuH gonna fill out the rest of the series. I'm going to take it 3-1 for red. Really, really nicely done by him. Now, as I said, let me just quickly take a break. I'm going to leave the Brood War music playing once I've set up the next replay. Going to sort out the overlay for the next series. And I will be back in about 5 minutes, guys, so don't go.